बचपन से ही there was always some fascination about the West. There was this mentality that जो चीज़ American made है, Europe made है, is of better quality.
Why Gen Z is into so much of fascination about buying cars and those mobile phones?
School में भी financial literacy is not something that's particularly focused upon.
I've highlighted in my videos, all my videos, financial literacy is a must. Listening to you, my advice would be there should be a balance between the two. Yes, your needs and wants need to be met.
Yes, absolutely.
Electronic gadgets, they are also unnecessary. In any market, whether stock market, mutual funds, even crypto, entry and exit is very, very important. When to enter and when to exit.
Yeah.
Today I am interacting with a Gen Z who is studying in the London School of Economics, doing his bachelor's, planning to do his master's. Neil, my first question to you would be why the new Gen Z is mad about international degrees? India has so many alternatives. Then why US, UK, Canada, Australia, the new generation or any place in Europe, Germany, Italy, why they are so mad about the international degrees?
I think that's a fabulous question, sir. I definitely have so many friends who are in all parts of the world. France hai, Italy hai, Canada, US, UK, Australia, and I can just think of one friend in each country at least. And I think बचपन से ही there was always some fascination about the West. There was this mentality that जो चीज़ American made है, Europe made है, is of better quality. And there is this entire concept of soft power जो through their Western media वो लोग put these thoughts into our mind.
Though the ITs have already been there for so many years, but they're not serving the purpose.
And they also have a huge capacity constraint. There are like 1 million students writing an exam for maybe 20,000 seats. So supply demand gap is obvious, and the students that come off from well-off backgrounds have an option to go internationally.
Yes.
So international universities also actually spend a lot of money into recruiting these students because these students pay full tuition fees, right? जो domestic students होते हैं उनको 60-70% scholarship मिलती है, state mandated, and now the college also wants to make some money. So it is people from here who go and end up paying that, and वो एक पूरा college life को इतना glorify करते हैं.
Foreign degrees are a fascination. Agreed.
Yeah.
जो है, as you said rightly, जो है, the previous generation and the current generation were fascinated by the foreign things, जो है. But now things are slowly changing.
Yeah.
India for the last 10 years has been developing and very fast, especially
Yeah.
after COVID.
Yeah,
Especially after COVID, the Indian growth rate has been excellent, जो है.
Yeah.
All those foreign things are available in India also, जो है.
In fact, venture capital funds or private equity funds जो है वो अपने startups को advise कर रहे हैं कि re-domicile in India so that you can go for public listing because of the fabulous response that they're seeing. Singapore वगैरह से startups वापस India आ रहे हैं.
वापस India, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan,
Yeah.
even the semiconductor business is shifting from Taiwan to India.
Yeah.
The Indian government is taking a lot of initiative to shift it to India. Why? Because India has a huge demand. India has a huge market.
And there's global support also because मतलब you never know when Taiwan will become the same.
There is a lot of political instability everywhere, except India.
Yeah.
India is the most politically stable country in the world.
In spite of having such a troubled geopolitical neighborhood, it has a lot of stability, which is
as compared to all the neighbors.
Yeah.
Rather, the whole of Asia or even the Europe,
Yeah.
everywhere there is instability. India
Europe has its own set of problems with immigrations and immigrants and
even immigration is a problem in US and Canada also.
Absolutely. And वहाँ पे तो I think Europe का infrastructure is still okay right now. US में तो it's double the problem because their infrastructure is also crumbling.
Yes.
And I mean, recently there was a video जो New York में the mayor announced that garbage will be collected in trash cans now. तो वो I was thinking कि why is this something that's coming up in 2020s, right? मतलब अब तक कैसे garbage वो लोग dispose
Even the
कर रहे
banking
थे?
system in US is all handwritten.
Yeah.
India is much more advanced. The Indian
Yeah.
UPI system is much more advanced than the American banking system.
Yeah, I think the digital public infrastructure that the country's built out is leading.
Excellent,
right?
excellent.
And back when UPI was in its infancy, Google Pay's executive team wrote a letter to the Federal Reserve explaining the mechanics of UPI so that they can bring a system in the US also.
Yes.
So it's very nice to see how the tables are turning. But on the point of college degrees, I think slowly they're becoming obsolete क्योंकि आप all these new age companies देखेंगे जो tech based हैं, they very specifically now write no degree required because the
Now I think skill is a much more better thing than a degree. Even in US, everywhere abroad,
especially in the US.
Yes, skill is more important than a degree.
Yeah.
If you are skilled everywhere in the world, skill, a person is skilled, he can do anything. So another question concerning the Gen Z, Gen Z is more into stock market and invest cryptocurrencies, but on a advice of short-term advisors, telegrams, a lot of YouTube channels. They're not into you can say
value
investing or professional investing, taking advice of advisors or the stockbrokers. They're into quick money.
I think it's because here हम लोग at this age, which is 18 to 20, were in a period where Bitcoin became very famous, and it's just recency bias, right? आप देखते हो कि so recently there is this new security or asset or whatever you want to call it, based on your opinion, has come up, and लोग 30 cents में खरीद के hundreds of thousands of dollars में बेच रहे हैं, and they've essentially turned lunch money into fabulous castles and vacations, and that's a story that's being sold. Right?
Yes.
So I think it's a little bit.
Why only Bitcoin? Even the trading platforms on the futures and options market and the stock market, there also the Gen Z has been very very exciting, more into trading rather than value investing for a long time.
Yeah, because I think now there are channels such as YouTube जहाँ पे unregistered and unqualified people make unrealistic promises, and they are such great presenters कि students and people who are of our age group have a very impressionable mind. They don't know the facts of investing, and school maybe financial literacy is not something that's particularly focused upon.
I've highlighted in my videos, all my videos, financial literacy is a must. 75% of India is literate, you'll be shocked to know, but 25% people know financial literacy. Whereas in America, all international board schools, financial literacy is a compulsory subject.
Absolutely.
So my platform is catering especially to financial literacy.
Yeah.
You don't know the art of budgeting, saving, investing, debt traps. People are caught into debt traps. Today report from the moneycontrol.com says that 2020, 2% of the people in India were borrowing money as personal loan to buy electronic gadgets and cars. It has jumped to 37% on date in 2024. A huge jump. What is your idea about that? Why Gen Z is into so much of fascination about buying cars and those mobile phones?
I think it's just become so easy, right? You don't need to go to a bank to take a loan now. And ever since COVID, all of these small finance banks that are more aggressive with their lending have come on to these platforms that do distribution. So I think the ecosystem is incentivized to peddle these loans. Plus, because our infrastructure is so supreme and so advanced, it's become very easy. I think a little too easy. So because of I think world-changing events like the pandemic that was a couple of years ago in the prime of our lives, a lot of fear has been instilled in our lives. I might just not be anymore tomorrow. So
enjoy it in the present.
Exactly, they look into instant gratification. But I think it's important to take a step back and realize that these kind of events will keep occurring. Maybe not at the scale that it happened previously, but these kind of events will keep coming around, and if you lose your long-term perspective, then you're going to keep working until your grave.
Because I've seen the Gen Z is more into, instead of going in for a 15,000 per month SIP, they'll prefer to buy a car or a mobile on a 15,000 EMI.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're fascinated by those short-term dreams, especially after COVID. You're right, 100%. After COVID, they're more fascinated by short-term because kal ho na ho, as you said it rightly.
Yeah, so I actually have seen this behavioral shift in across generations. So even the older people who are around 30 years and come from the lower income background spend 60-70% of their income paying EMIs. So their fixed obligation to income ratio is ridiculous.
Don't you think this is going to lead into a debt trap?
Of course, and I think the fundamental problem here is people look at cash flow and not P&L. I don't even think they're using AI to see ki cost benefit analysis kya hai. They see ki on a monthly basis am I able to make the payment. But
Short term, their goal is short term.
Yeah, exactly. Don't realize ki you end up paying 20-30% more than the selling price. And should you do the reverse, which is be disciplined, do an SIP, आपको 30-40% discount मिलेगा. And because the capital that you're investing is growing, and that new capital with the interest you can use to buy an even more spectacular thing.
Yes.
And should there be any
But for that you need is patience. For that you need is patience, and the current generation, as you rightly said, is become impatient after COVID. They are into quick investment, short term cryptocurrencies. You might gain 100%, you might even lose 100%.
Yeah.
Crypto is like that. It is 57 lakhs today. Tomorrow it might be 22 lakhs or even 100 lakhs.
Yeah.
You're not sure about it. It's a very volatile market. Same with the trading perspective. So if you are into trading, what's your view on the trading on stock market, futures and options?
I think the data speaks for itself. SEBI has been releasing so many research reports which very clearly show that 93% of the investors lose more than a large chunk of the capital they have invested. Of the 10 crore unique demat accounts you have in the country, I think less than 10% of them have assets more than 10,000 rupees in it, right? And you will see
because again they are into what? Telegram news, they are into short-term knowledge from the YouTubers who are unprofessional, unqualified. रातों रात पैसा डबल कर लो. That is not a strategy. रातों रात पैसा डबल नहीं होता जो you need is they should get into your research reports, brokerage reports.
Absolutely.
And they should spend time themselves
reading about it. I think what is investing? Investing is buying pieces of companies which are economic engines. If they are not profitable, not a company you should invest in to get started. जब तक आपको पूरी depth में knowledge नहीं. 2-3 key things that should be kept in mind is good quality businesses with a history, brand, maybe something that you use on a daily basis. Secondly, make sure that it's a good value. So people.
And indirectly, you're saying lots of fundamental analysis.
Lots of fundamental analysis. I personally don't believe in technical analysis. I'm a fundamental investor, and I think that a lot of the get-rich-quick schemes.
Even the 10% people who are making money in the stock market are all fundamental analysts.
I'm sure, yeah.
Because even a technical analyst goes in for swing trading. That is also a 3-month or a 4-month job, not a 3-hour or a 4-hour job. You need to be technically very sound. You need to master all those candlesticks, etc. to be a master of the stock market. It is not an hourly job.
Yeah, so there are two things, right? On one hand, on Instagram, they're seeing ads about 20 minutes trading. जो बोलता है कि आप सुबह बस 20 minutes के log in करो and you have made your money for the day. And on the other hand, they're completely ignoring the data कि of the people who have made money in trading, most of the foreign participants in our market have been using algorithms.
They are using algorithms. And even algo trading and lots of artificial intelligence, and lot of the foreign institutional investors are more into research.
Absolutely.
They are more into research for trading. And these people are after research. तो मलाई वो खा जाते हैं, इनको खुर्चन मिलता है. Rather खुर्चन में नहीं मिलता है. They lose out everything जो है.
Yeah, fully agree.
Listening to you, my advice would be there should be a balance between the two. Yes, your needs and wants need to be met.
Yes, absolutely.
Electronic gadgets, they are also a necessity. Technology is changing so fast, you need to update yourself. Cars are a fascination. New cars are coming into India from the Western world. They are a fascination for everyone. They are a must. But for that, as you rightly said, value investing is a must. Yeah. We should not be a short-term trader. We should be a value investor. Yeah. We should do a lot of SIPs and a lot of intelligent investing so that we are able to buy even better gadgets, even better cars.
Exactly. And if you work hard and work right, do the right investing today, 20 years down the line, just from the interest component of your...
You retire early.
Not only will you retire early, you will live such a life where you're able to buy all of the cars that you want without disturbing the capital. Right? Just with the some interest that you have booked into your books, you can take it and use it for your uses. And now, if you probably buy one car and you have to run it for 10 years, there you can switch it more easily.
You can.
India is, a capital hungry
country.
So access to capital, even to very credit-worthy people, is limited. And the financial institutions do a lot of scrutiny, which is a good thing because NPAs have fallen from 10%, which is essentially the collapse of any country, to sub 1% now. So it's a good thing that
As you
they're
rightly
doing
said, last 10
scrutiny.
years we have managed the economy very well, Joy.
Absolutely.
Though a lot of people, a lot of traders and brokers will not agree to our points, but the long-term people will definitely agree the Indian economy is on the right track.
Yeah, and I think the regulators are finally able to bring in regulation that's in the best interest of the retailers.
Yes.
And a lot of
And
these.
even the SEBI has recently taken a lot of measures in the futures and options market.
Absolutely.
That is only for
So,
regulating, so that
yeah.
the short-sighted people are out from the market.
Absolutely.
The long and the strong people are there in the market.
And it's really remarkable how well SEBI is regulating, because usually you'd see that blanket bans coming in place, right? And I was reading the latest changes to the size of contract values for indexes. And why did they only do indexes? Because indexes were where retailers were losing money. So
Money.
there haven't been changes to individual script derivatives yet. But yeah, I think this firm, but
Mostly they lost in the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. All those index-based,
Yeah.
they are losing a lot of money.
And even the weekly expiries.
Even the
which
weekly
were,
expense, they have been reduced now.
yeah,
They have been reduced.
yeah,
They
they
have
have
taken
been-
some harsh measures.
Yeah. But I think that is one of the reasons why the stock market was considered as Satta Bazaar. And these measures definitely curb that. Though it's not speculation anymore. And it's not fun anymore.
No, but I think it's though it might not be a short-term fun, but for the real investors, it's a good thing.
It's long-term bliss.
It's a long-term bliss, definitely.
The markets are super frothy, and I think a lot of these, as you see, mutual fund companies are also increasing their cash reserves because they're not finding opportunities to invest. Now, if somebody buys a stock at the peak of the market and they hold it, it'll take them 4 years just to recover their capital should the market crash, right? So I think not being in a hurry
Any
to
market,
enter.
whether stock market, mutual funds, even crypto, entry and exit is very, very important. When to enter and when to enter.
Yeah.
That you need is research reports, brokerage reports.
Yeah.
That, as we discussed rightly, we need to be more a fundamental analyst rather than a technical analyst.
Yeah.
We should analyze the companies, the brokerage reports which are coming. There are so many sites like moneycontrol.com which needs to be mastered
Yeah.
by the present generation. You have so many choices.
Yeah.
We didn't have those choices. We were more into newspapers. You have so many choices. But as I said, the Gen Z is into everything very quick. Everything very quick.
I think
so they should need to curb those quickness.
Yeah, I think fixing the content type, which is the videos changing every 20 seconds on your screen, should
See,
maybe
investment
be
is not like your Instagram channel. It's not a Instagram. Rather, it's a mix of YouTube and a LinkedIn channel. It's a mix. You should be for LinkedIn is what? A long time period. YouTube's the long videos are for a long time period.
Yeah, and LinkedIn has so much written content. You need to be patient enough to read it. One of my favorite investors said that the art of investing is all about being so patient that you should enjoy watching a wall dry,
Yes.
right? And someone who does not have the patience to sit and watch the wall dry will not make a
Will
good
not make
investor.
it. Definitely.
So he shared that when he's sitting in a plane, he can stare at the back of the seat for 4 hours and still be relaxed and calm. And
But
it's
I don't
difficult.
think you'll find just 1 out of 10 such people here in the market. That is the reason SEBI said 90% people lose money.
So he doesn't do derivatives, right? You can't even do derivatives by definition right now. Only allows you a 3-month horizon, right? And these people sit for decades.
Definitely. Decades again means
Yeah.
long term period.
Yeah,
Then it's a
absolutely.
long term.
Absolutely.
Wealth is always, as rightly said, over a time period.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you. We had a discussion on all the topics.
Yeah.
Friends, this was Neil. He's undergraduate student from the London School of Economics. You might be enlightened by his views.
Thank you so much. And this is one of the members of my visiting faculty at a previous place of education. The reason why I spoke to Sir so much more than the other members of the permanent faculty is because he continued to stay in touch with the profession and the industry. And although permanent faculty is excellent at their job and what they do, I think you getting a sense of what the real life is only comes by speaking to actual industry professionals. So I'm super grateful that you've taken the time to inspire students from across the
Same here, same.
country.
I am inspired by students like you. It keeps me going. Nice talking to you.
Wonderful conversation.
Same here, same here. God bless.
मुझे लगता है मेरे दोस्तों, मेरे अजीजों, आपको ये वार्तालाप, ये पॉडकास्ट, ये इंटरेक्शन विद नील पसंद आया होगा। ऐसे बहुत सारे फर्दर पॉडकास्ट और इंटरेक्शंस में आगे लेके आऊंगा। काम करो ऐसा कि एक पहचान बन जाए, हर कदम ऐसा चलो कि निशान बन जाए। यहाँ जिंदगी तो हर कोई काट लेता है, जिंदगी जियो इस कदर की मिसाल बन जाए। Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel Capital Money and follow me on Instagram also.